Okay, so we cut off by saying x is 2, y is 6, x is 3, y is 9. And you can see it follows a pattern. It's getting bigger, bigger, bigger. So how do we go from 1 to 3? We could add 2, but that doesn't work here. 2 plus 2 isn't 6. 3 plus 2 isn't 9. So what's another way? Multiplication. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. If they want us to add another one, and we went to 4, 4 times 3 is 12. So if our graph was bigger, it would go through 4, 12. So what's our rule is we're multiplying by 3. So we write it as the y column equals 3 times x. We're going to end with an open-ended response question, something you might see on like a PSSA. A farmer sells strawberries at his produce stand. Each pound of strawberries sells for the same amount. The table below shows the total price for the different number of pounds of strawberries. Write the rule or the equation that describes the relationship between the number of pounds of strawberries sold, which is your x, so you can even label it, this is your x, and the total price in dollars, y. So basically it's a fancy way of saying how are we going from 2 to 5, 4 to 7, 7 to 10. Okay, well to go from 2 to 5 we could add 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Does it work for everything? 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. So what are we doing? Our rule is plus 3. We're adding 3. So our rule is, in an equation, our y column equals our x column plus 3. So our first answer is y equals x plus 3. Part B. The farmer also sells peaches at his produce stand. The equation below can be used to find the total price in dollars of G pounds of peaches. What is the total price of 12 pounds of peaches? Explain what the 1.25 represents. It's a really fancy way of saying rewrite it, but instead of writing G, which stands for the pounds of peaches, they just pick G. It's not the best letter. That's okay. They want to know 12, so we replace the G with 12. So put your calculator, 1.25 times 12, and your price equals $15 for 12 pounds. Remember, it says, what does the 1.25 mean? What does that mean in this context? Well, that's the price. 1.25 is the cost per pound. Remember, you can pause it. So again, we took the original equation. They told us that G right here is pounds of peaches. Well, if they're buying 12 pounds, we put 12 in where G would be. 1.25 times G turns into 1.25 times 12, which is $15 for those peaches. Part C, the farmer decides to increase the price per pound of the strawberries. A graph is created to represent both the original equation from part A, up here in the boxes, and a new equation based on the increased price of strawberries. Explain to us why the graphs that you represent these equations will always share 1 point, even though the price per pound is different. So if he makes the price more, but then we graph some lines like this on a piece of graph paper, why would they always share 1 point? The explanation is price lines will always share the point 0, 0, because if you sell 0, you make 0. So anytime you're talking about price, it'll always go through the middle of your graph, because if you sell 0 products, you make 0 money.